welcome back to my channel. My name's Tina, and on this channel I love to educate you about people with disabilities and special needs. I do it so that you can either teach your children how to interact better with those with special needs or disabilities, or so you yourself can know how to interact better with others who are different. On today's video, it's back to school season, right? So I would love to give you some tips and tricks that you can teach your children about how to interact with kids with special needs and disabilities as they go back to school. It's a scary time for all kids going back to school. It's a great time for parents usually, but scary for kids, and especially if you're one of those kids who's different from your classmates. If you're a kiddo who's in a wheelchair like my daughter, or if you have, even if you have hearing aids, or if you have Down syndrome, if you have autism, it is very hard because you are different. And even though you may have even gone to school with those classmates in the past, kids get older and things change and kids feel different approaching kids who are different. So what you can do as a parent, number one, is you can front load with your child. Go ahead and start having the conversation about people who are different and what that looks like and what it means. There's plenty of resources and books out there. There's a couple that I will link below that you can find some great resources to talk to your kids about people who are different and have special needs. I think that if you front load and you talk about it beforehand, then when they meet a kiddo who is different and has a special need or a disability, who's in a wheelchair or maybe uses a cane, they already have some reference to it because you have already talked to them about it. So my first tip is to front load with your child. My second tip is to teach your child to interact and ask a name. Teach them to be bold and to go and approach those kids who are different or who have special needs. Teach your child to go and ask their name. We all have names and they're important, so go ask a name. Then you can teach your child to ask about something that they have in common. Maybe ask them what their favorite color is, or what their favorite food is, or favorite book. Those kind of things will break the ice and allow kids to start to connect over similarities. My third tip would be model it yourself. Model speaking to others who are different than us yourself. Because the best way a child's gonna learn how to interact and love people who are different is by watching their parents do it. I know sometimes it's awkward and you get shy and it's hard to do it, but you want to set a great example. And so in order to teach your child how to approach others, then you should do it also. And like I said, just start with the name. And when you see somebody, hey, how's it going? What's your name? It's really simple. The other thing that I would just say is to talk to your child about when they've felt like an outsider or they didn't belong. Because when they realize that they've had these feelings and they've felt different and they've felt on the outside and not like everybody else, it will help them understand that when they see somebody who's probably feeling that way, it'll help them want to engage with. So the last thing I want to say is I think we've come really far in our culture and in our school systems that people with special needs and disabilities are integrated into the main classes. I know for me growing up, I didn't have any kids with special needs or in wheelchairs with me in school, with me in classes, so I didn't learn how to engage with them. So I think we're doing a great job by allowing them to be with us, next to us in a class or next to us at lunch, but we fail to teach kids how to actually turn and befriend somebody, turn and start talking to them. And that's what I have a heart to do. I want to start that conversation. And the first place I can start is by talking to you guys and you then talking to your children. But really, inclusion is not just letting them sit at a table with us. That's just called integration. True inclusion is not only do they have a space at the table, they have a seat at the table, but they're included in the conversation at the table. So encourage your child every chance they get to try to include that kiddo. And like I said, it's not always easy and it's not always comfortable. There's not a wrong or a right per se way to do it. Of course, being loving is the right way, but continue to include those children who have different needs. Continue to include them in conversations. So teach your child to continue to include them. Invite them to birthday parties. Hey, be bold. Maybe invite them over for a play day. I know that would be probably pretty bold for some parents. And for me, having a daughter who's in a wheelchair, I know a lot of times we haven't been invited because people are scared and they don't know how to accommodate us and they don't know what to do. But the thing is, I can figure that out, but I'll never be able to if I never get an invitation. So just give that invitation and just be honest with the parent. Like, I would love your child to be here. How can I make it more accommodating for them? If you're inviting over a kiddo who has autism, you might want to ask that parent, what are some sensory things that I can make sure that we do have, or maybe some things we don't have, in order to make your child feel included and loved? I think that a parent with a child with special needs, if they were approached that way by another parent, hey, I want to include your child, can you help me? Can you help teach me how to do that? They would be blessed beyond measure. So don't worry about being offensive when you invite them. Invite them and then figure it out. So those are just a couple of the tips I have for you. If you would like a free PDF of all of them, go ahead and there's a link down below and you can follow that to my website to get that. And otherwise, I just hope you guys have a great school year. I hope your kiddos have a great school year. And if you have been bold and you invite kids to parties or whatever, I would love to see it. Go ahead and share it, obviously with the parents' permission. But just continue to follow along with us as I learn how to teach you how to better include others with disabilities and special needs. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.